are the best and who are the worst NFL teams? It's Mike Gill's Fine Five and Ugly Five on 97.3 ESPN FM, South Jersey's football station.
All right, time for the Fine Five, Ugly Five. Five best, five worst teams in the league. A little bit of movement here on the Ugly Five side. And the Fine Five, very interesting as well. Interesting to see what everybody around the room has. Let's start with the Ugly Five. Number 5, Josh, you got it.
I'm going to go with the New York Giants. I would have them higher if they weren't competitive in a couple games this year. I think I'm kind of giving them value points. You did go on the road and beat the Texans.
Yeah.
You almost beat the Panthers. You were competitive with the Cowboys. So I'm almost parsing details at this point because I feel like there's about 6 teams that are really bad right now. And I think the Giants are just one of them.
Yeah, I'm with you there. I think it's pretty straightforward where you want to put them. I have the Giants involved, not at number 5. Number 5 for me is the 49ers. And I'm putting them at number 5 solely based off their performance against the Packers. And the last couple games, I think they've had a good game plan. They've been coached well. They haven't given up. I have them at number 5, man. They're hanging in there despite a lot of key injuries, obviously starting at the quarterback position.
I went with Indy, and I don't know why. I think it was just put them in a hat, but at this point, Indianapolis just they're a minus 28. They've lost 4 in a row. Their defense is kind of falling apart. They've had a lot of injuries. Thought Andrew Luck played maybe his best game of the season last week, but they went on the road and lost to the Jets. Ugly, Indy, number 5. All right, number 4, Ryan, who you got?
Number 4, I have Indy at number 4. They're not doing it for me. Andrew Luck leads the NFL with 288 pass attempts this season, but the problem is there's no damage being done with those attempts. Just a mess right now in Indy. I had them as a wild card team early on in the season, and they are pretty much going into a dumpster fire at this point. They're number 4 for me.
Yeah, it wasn't a good pick.
No.
Colts and 49ers were very tough for me, but I have the 49ers at 4 instead of the Colts because the Colts haven't won a home game, and the 49ers have. You got to at least win in front of your home crowd. If you're going to be that low on the totem pole, you got to at least show some effort. And the fact that the Colts can't win a home and the 49ers do, I think the 49ers are a tad bit better than the Colts.
But see, that's why I would go with the Colts. The 49ers I have in the 4th spot, you would think, because the Colts actually won a game on the road, which seemingly good teams can't do. The Colts were able to do that, but I have the 49ers here. They're a minus 31. They lost 4 in a row, but they went on the road Monday night and showed me something. Remember, their quarterback's out. So the Colts are playing with Andrew Luck. The 49ers are playing with C.J. Beathard. So that's why I have the 49ers slightly ahead of the Colts, because I'll take Luck over Beathard every time.
All right.
Number 3, Josh, who's the 3rd worst team in the league?
As I said, I'm going with the Colts. I mean, you can't win a game at home. That should be the easiest place for you to win a game. You give up 180 points this year. You should have beat the Jets, for goodness sake.
Yeah, it's a bad one.
The one thing this doggone team does, the Colts, is stop run teams. Guess what? You stop the Jets' run game, and then you let Sam Darnold throw all over you. Carson Wentz didn't even throw all over the Colts' defense. So, the Colts, you're a mess. You're number 3 for me.
Yes, they are a mess. Number 3, speaking of another mess, Josh, New York Giants. They're just awful. They have a turnstile for an offensive line at every position. Their defense is absolutely awful. 5 takeaways this year, tied for the 2nd fewest in the league. Eli's getting older by the minute. The Giants are number 3 for me.
I got the Giants at number 3 as well. You look at that Giant team, minus 45, lost 3 in a row. Quarterback play's been really bad. The line's bad. They're 0-3 at home.
Yeah.
To making it a bad football team.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, I've got Arizona at number 2. They can't score 82 points. They're a minus 57. They did fight hard the last couple of weeks on the road in Minnesota. Just not good enough. 1-5, Arizona, 0-3 at home. These bad teams are winning on the road. They can't win at home. But Arizona's the 2nd worst team in the league.
Yeah, number 2 for me is the Raiders. The dumpster fire Raiders, as you like to say, MG. They're a disgrace right now. Disastrous 27-3 loss to Seattle and London, and it just seems to get worse and worse as the season goes on for John Gruden and the Oakland Raiders.
I also have the Cardinals at number 2. They're at least trying. I at least see effort. I mean, they were kind of competitive with the Vikings. They made a fight of it with the 49ers. they're at least trying. I got to give them credit for the effort.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do, because this is my list, not yours.
I'm just saying. Good point.
All right, the worst team in the league is Oakland.
Absolutely. They've
quit.
a
The
ton
coach,
of points.
they got a petition already to get Gruden out of there.
Yep.
That ain't happening.
They have a website about
Gruden
when
gone yet or something?
when Gruden's going to be gone. They're like, he's made $8 since you've been on this site. For me, I have Arizona number 1. Arizona and Oakland are, for me, equally terrible. I give Oakland a slight edge this week, but Arizona is a disgrace. They're 1-5. They're the bottom of the league for me right now.
Oakland, by the way, is a minus 66, 1-2 at home, 0-3 on the road, 1-5 overall. All right, they're the ugly 5. They are the 5 worst teams. In fact, we all had the same 5. No other team entered the ugly 5. Last week I had Atlanta. They fell out. They were my one team that fell out.
Yeah.
With a win this week. All right, who are the fine 5? 5 best teams in the league right now. Number 5, this one's interesting because I think there's 4 teams that are definitive, and then the 5th team. Who's number 5? Josh, you got it.
I'm going with the team that has allowed the fewest points in the NFL so far this season. That is the Baltimore Ravens. They have also not allowed a single touchdown in the second half yet this season. If the offense actually can score, this is a really good team. So if you got a really good defense and the offense is not totally horrible, sure, I'll give you a slot in my top 5.
All right. That's an interesting one. I'm still very apprehensive to get Baltimore into my top 5. I do love the Steelers.
You're a closet Steelers fan.
No. Don't say that much. But I'm just not sold on Baltimore yet, but could be soon. Number 5 for me, guys, is the Philadelphia Eagles. All right, they're 3-3. I know it seems like a little bit of a push, but they're right up there. Outside of the couple of the obvious ones, Carson Wentz, as I mentioned with John McMullen, he continues to get significantly better week by week. I have a feeling he's going to go off this week and only get better. Defense is improving. They're at home this week. Eagles for me, number 5.
I've got Baltimore as well, 4-2. Josh said it. Their defense, 77 points. They're plus 76. Right now, I had them in the fine 5 2 weeks ago. They disappointed me. But a shutout on the road at a tough place to play. Tennessee had won 12 out of 14 at home. They shut them out. Good enough to get back in the fine 5. Number 4. Who you got?
Drew Brees and the New Orleans Saints, 4-1 record. They have 36 points per game right now. The offense just looks better and better by the week. Defense, not great, but they're doing enough to get them some wins. I expect Drew Brees to continue to win and get that team to a pretty good record when it's all said and done. Right now, they're number 4 for me.
I also have the Saints at number 4. How impressive is it that it's 2018, Drew Brees is playing the way he is, and this team has won 2 games in a row?
Yeah.
Their only loss has been at home. How bizarre a world do we live in today that the Saints are 2-0 on the road? They got to be in the top 5 for everybody, right?
I got them at number 4 as well, and I think they're just getting better as the season's going on. Remember, they got off to a kind of an up-and-down start, but yet we're winning games. They struggled with the Browns. Opening week, they lost to Tampa Bay, but they're starting to turn the corner, and they were dominating Monday night against Washington. I think that's the team that you see. That's number 4 in the fine 5. Number 3, I'm going Kansas City.
Ooh.
I got the Chiefs as well. Listen, they lost in Foxborough. They got to be knocked down a notch. They had a chance to win that game, and Andy Reid, as usual, clock management didn't work out so well.
You know what? I'm going the opposite. I'm giving the Chiefs credit for doing what they did in New England.
Give them credit for losing?
Listen, that's a tough game for them. For the young Patrick Mahomes, he went head-to-head with Brady. Brady just got the ball last, and they edged him out. But for me, number 3 is the New England Patriots. They seem to get better. The only thing that's going to completely derail them is Brady on the sideline. They're going to be there when it's all said and done. I have them number 3.
Yeah, I don't know how they do that. They just played. Patriots beat them head-to-head. That's a pretty clear-cut thing to me that the Patriots are 2, Kansas City's 3. I typically like the Chiefs a lot, too. I put them a lot of times ahead because I like Andy Reid and I like that Chiefs team. But I think the Chiefs gave the Patriots their best shot, and it wasn't good enough. That's why the Patriots are number 2.
Okay. Number 2 for me is the Kansas City Chiefs, 5-1 record. I think they played very well against New England. That's going to be a good loss for them. I think they're going to grow from that, learn a lot from that. They're going to only have 2 or 3 losses, I think, when it's all said and done. Mahomes is arguably the most exciting quarterback that I've personally ever watched. That offense is a terror, and they are firing on all cylinders. I'm giving them the number 2 spot.
I got the Patriots at 2, like Mike said. I mean, Patriots beat the Chiefs. Edelman's back. Josh Gordon's involved in the offense. Sony Michel is running like a man with on a mission right now.
Yeah.
I mean, this team is starting to lock and load.
Yeah.
That's dangerous for the rest
They're
of the
getting
AFC.
better. They're getting better. And the Rams are number 1.
Yep, Rams number 1.
How about them Rams? How about Todd Gurley?
They did get slowed down
200+
last
yards.
week. They did get slowed down a little last
For
week.
them, yeah.
Against
I
the Broncos.
loved when Sean McVay said, I didn't expect it to be that cold. Our receivers had trouble catching the ball.
And Goff wore a glove. That was the first time. I mean, it's interesting because you talk about home field. Getting the Rams outside and in the Northeast would be imperative. I don't know that that's going to happen. They're
That's a grinded-out tough win.
Oh, yeah. And they're
Good
6-0 on the season.
That's 2 straight weeks for them, too. They've had the grind-out wins at Seattle and at Denver. That's a sign that this is a quality team. This isn't just a fly-by-night video game team.
Yeah, they can win in any atmosphere and any style of play. They're the real deal.